My constant mantra is that I do not accept the status quo. But again, my opposition to the status quo does not mean a support of mayoral takeover. Remember the lessons of Chicago, which can be seen in other cities with mayoral control. What's happened in those cities has resulted in a pervasive culture of individual blame, one directed at the schools and individuals, in particular, low-income communities of color. Increasing accountability in public education really means moving away from pointing the blame. Mayoral control of MPS will not increase accountability just as it did in Chicago. Under the governor's proposed takeover plan, blame will continue to be pointed at the school board. Only, under this takeover, the school board will actually have no power or authority to fix problems, since its power will be minimized. Finally, remember what President Obama said, or didn't say, during his recent education speech in Madison. President Obama never mentioned mayoral control of our schools. Let's stop it. There is no criteria that we have to take over Milwaukee Public Schools in order to qualify for Race to the Top dollars. That is a myth, that is a farce, and we need to stop saying it. What President Obama did say in that speech in Madison was that he wants the community mobilized behind education. What he did say is that he wants greater parental involvement. I bet there are a few parents in this room. And he said,
let me remind folks that demonstrations of support are inappropriate at the Senate hearing.
And the last thing that I'll mention that he said is that he wants collaboration, not divisiveness. This proposal has created an amazing amount of divisiveness in this community. When we should be focusing on the things that will bring us together, unite us, and repair us, we are focusing on an issue that is so divisive that it's unbelievable. In fact, I'd just like to share a quick anecdote, a quick story. I had the pleasure of having a phone conversation with Secretary Duncan. And when I had that conversation with him, I found it very interesting that many of my challenges to him were left unanswered. I found it very interesting that when I asked him specifically whether or not mayoral control was necessary for Race to the Top dollars, he said no, absolutely not. And if you move forward thinking that that is the only thing that's going to get you this money, you're fooling yourselves. I found that a very interesting conversation. So here we are today talking about how to move forward with MPS. In my opinion, the Race for Success, my bill and Senator Cox's bill, is a true compromise that provides the mayor of Milwaukee with a substantial role in education while maintaining an elected school board that has the real powers and responsibilities. More than 150 years ago, the abolitionist and reformer Frederick Douglass described education as the pathway to freedom. That maxim is as true today as it was then. But it's impossible to follow this pathway to freedom unless parents themselves have the freedom to influence the future of their children's education. That freedom depends not on mayoral takeover of our public schools, but upon values embodied in the Race for Success. With that, I hope we can move forward in this effort to reform education in Milwaukee. I'd like to thank the people who came out today, who so passionately want to speak on this and have input on this issue. I want to thank every member of this panel, of this committee, for your time and commitment to this issue and to education in Wisconsin. And I hope that we can at least take from this a real discussion and a real pulling up our sleeves moment to address some of the problems we face. Thank you very much.